Welcome to WEIBLUESKY Novels. Thank you for joining me. Now, let's begin today's story.
Chapter 2, The Man Between Wine and Moonlight. The wind was colder now. Not the chill of air conditioning, but the kind of night wind that slipped into the very marrow of your bones. Li Yuankai stood where he was, still struggling to make sense of what had just happened. Beneath his feet was packed earth, not tile. The air carried the scent of wine, of wood smoke, and something he couldn't quite name, the scent of life itself. He looked up. The man stood beneath the moonlight. His robe hung loosely, stirring gently in the breeze. His long hair was only casually tied back, with a few stray strands falling across his forehead. A wine flask dangled from one hand, swaying ever so slightly, as though he had just taken a drink, or was ready to take another at any moment. The man regarded him quietly. There was no hostility in his eyes, but neither was there any surprise. It was almost as if he had witnessed scenes like this before. "You," the man said, a trace of amusement in his voice, "where did you fall from?" Li Yuankai parted his lips. No sound came out. He tried to swallow. His throat was so dry it hurt. His eyes swept across his surroundings. Lanterns. Earthen walls. A tavern glowing in the distance. And people dressed in garments he had never seen before. In a low voice, Li Yuankai asked, "Where is this?" The man smiled. Not mockingly, but with the easy smile of someone genuinely amused. "Now that's an unusual question." He lifted the wine flask and took a leisurely sip. "You're standing here, and yet you don't know where here is." He took 2 unhurried steps forward. His gait was effortless, as though he carried no weight at all. Moonlight fell across his face. At last, Li Yuankai saw him clearly. It was not the face of a conventionally handsome man. Yet there was an unmistakable freedom about him. His eyes shone with a brightness that belonged to someone the ordinary world had never managed to imprison. The man stopped before him, only a few steps away. "This place." He tilted his head slightly, glancing toward the distant lantern lights. "Should be somewhere in the land of Shu. Walk a little farther, and you'll find the taverns just coming alive for the night." He turned his gaze back to Li Yuankai. "As for you, your clothes are strange. The way you speak is stranger still." And then you went and fell straight out of the moonlight. The man's smile deepened. "You sound like the beginning of a story." Li Yuankai felt his heart jolt. He was almost certain now. He looked at the man standing before him. His lips parted. "You." The word caught in his throat. He wasn't sure whether he should say it. Yet the name was already there, pressing against his chest. "Are you?" The man arched an eyebrow ever so slightly, as though he were waiting. Li Yuankai drew a slow breath. His voice trembled. "Li Bai." For a heartbeat, the air fell still. Then, the man laughed. Not an ordinary laugh, it was the kind that made the night breeze seem to rise a little stronger, the kind that made the moonlight appear a shade brighter. Tilting back his head, he took a long, easy drink from his wine flask. "The world knows my name." He lowered the wine flask. His eyes rested on Li Yuankai. "Though I must say..." He paused, a playful glimmer flickering in his gaze. "You're the first man I've ever met who has fallen out of the heavens, and still managed to call me by my name." A numbness spread through Li Yuankai's entire body. It wasn't fear. It was the overwhelming shock of watching history suddenly become real. He was truly standing before Li Bai, the man who had written I raise my head and gaze at the bright moon, the very man whose name he had searched on his phone only moments before. And now, he stood right before him. Still drinking wine. Li Yuankai began, only to realize he had no idea how to explain himself. Tell him that he had come from more than 1,000 years in the future, tell him that only moments ago he had been in Taipei, it would sound like the ravings of a madman. Li Bai looked at him. He didn't press for an answer. He simply took another leisurely sip from his wine flask. There's no hurry, he said. The night is still young. Then he turned, and began walking toward the distant glow of the lanterns. After taking a couple of steps, he glanced back over his shoulder. Since you're here, he said, come and share a drink with me. His tone was effortless, as though they had known each other for years. And if you truly did fall from the heavens. A smile played across his lips. Then that's all the more reason to drink. Li Yuankai remained where he was. Two voices wrestled within him. One whispered, "This is impossible." The other simply said, "Follow him." He watched Li Bai's retreating figure. His stride was unhurried, unburdened. As though there were nothing in this world that could ever truly hold him captive. Then a thought struck him. What if this was real? If it was, then he was walking straight into history. He lifted one foot, set it down upon the earth. One step. Then he followed. Ahead, the lanterns of the tavern glowed ever brighter. Voices. Laughter. The gentle clink of wine cups. One by one, the sounds came into focus. Li Bai never looked back. Yet somehow, he seemed to know that Li Yuankai had fallen into step behind him. Almost as an afterthought, he said, "Oh, by the way, that line you recited beneath the moon just now." He turned his head slightly. There was a spark of curiosity in his eyes. It was rather good. Li Yuankai blinked. Which line? Li Bai smiled. Moonlight. A gentle breeze drifted past. For reasons he couldn't explain, Li Yuankai felt his heart tighten. He said nothing. That line of poetry had always belonged to him. To Li Bai. But in that moment, Li Yuankai was no longer certain. Had he spoken those words too soon? Beneath the moonlight, the shadows of the two men stretched across the earth, like a poem that had not yet been written.
Thank you for listening to WEIBLUESKY novels. Until next chapter, take care and keep dreaming.